Buddy, how we doing? Good, good. There's a lot of energy in here today. My name is Courtney Russell. I'm the CEO of the Long Beach Economic Partnership, soon to be Invest Long Beach. We do have some dignitaries in attendance with us today. I just want to acknowledge everybody. We got Mayor Rex Richardson, Councilmember Megan Kerr, Councilwoman Christina Duggan, LBUSD Board President Diana Craighead, City Manager Tom Modica, Superintendent Dr. Jill Baker, and we also had a governor's office, Lieutenant Governor's office, and Congressman Robert Garcia represented. So thank everybody for coming out today. Give yourselves a hand. So for those that don't know me, I come from the Tourism Bureau, where we were the Long Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau, which is now Meet Long Beach, Visit Long Beach. And we're going to be Invest Long Beach, so you can feel the alignment and the energy that's taking place in the city and where we're headed. Part of the mission for Invest Long Beach is going to be positioning Long Beach as a premier destination for business investment and job creation. That's going to be part of our job. And the last 3.5 years has seen unprecedented growth in terms of advanced technology, space-focused R&D, and manufacturing. We're talking thousands of jobs that have been created under Mayor Rex Richardson in the past 3.5 years. So give the mayor a hand here. And that's not by accident. That was planned, designed, and executed as part of the Grow Long Beach initiative. So this has been planned. But without further ado, I want to bring up our mayor, Rex Richardson.
All right. Well, welcome. Good morning. Welcome to Long Beach City Hall. I love when we transform our Civic Center into an incredible space, utilize this screen to make announcements. Doesn't it look great? This lobby. I want to recognize again all the stakeholders, our council people, our city manager, our education leaders, because today is a very big announcement. And we have the Space Beach community here, folks who are all involved in developing the workforce and the talent, our education partners, our folks from the airport, and all of our departments that work together, our ecosystem that really has developed one of the most exciting and fast-growing aerospace clusters in America right here in Space Beach, California. So let's hear for all of you for showing up and being a part of this exciting moment. So it's true, we have a rapidly growing network. You've heard a number of companies who have located here as startups, who've grown, who've expanded, Vast Space, Anduril, a number of companies who made commitments to Long Beach. And we haven't seen this level of growth in our city in many, many years. And I'll tell you, years ago, when the C-17 program pulled out, there were questions about who we were going to be as a city. And we've been confronted by these questions in the past. When the Naval Shipyard pulled out, we wondered who we were going to be as a city. And now, as our economy is transitioning, we're finally answering that question. We're a place where talent wants to show up, where innovation takes place, where you can compete for some of the best jobs in a place that has quality of life, that has great schools, that has access to the coastline, great food, and a sense of belonging, where no matter your background, you can belong here in the city of Long Beach. We also believe in opportunity, where, for every engineer coming into Space Beach, you can go to Long Beach City College and become a technician or a welder and make a living wage in our city and be able to afford housing in our city. We're showing what's possible when cities align around a vision of growth. And that's what today is about. So today, we are proud to welcome the newest member of the Space Beach community, Voyager Technologies, to the city of Long Beach. Welcome, Voyager. The Voyager family is in the house. What's the t-shirt say? The future of aerospace is here. And on the back it says Voyager Space Beach, California. That's right. And we want to thank and welcome Matt Magana as well, who is the president. And we'll get into his title and all that, but he brought his whole family. That's what's really incredible. And these are Long Beach folks. I mean, when I say Long Beach, he's got a tattoo of Long Beach on his leg. I mean, and we've been talking for almost a year about this opportunity, and it's so incredible to see a company this excited about being here and being a part of this growing ecosystem. It's a true honor. But let me tell you a little bit about the company so you know who we're working with here. Voyager Technologies is a global leader in space solutions that has chosen Long Beach as the home for a new center advancing the future of the space economy. Voyager will establish its new campus right here at the front door to Long Beach Airport. Let's hear it for Councilmember Megan Kerr, the Space Beach councilperson. That's America's councilperson, right? This 7-acre site includes 140,000 square feet of R&D and advanced manufacturing space. It'll bring hundreds of high-quality jobs to our city. We are certainly proud to welcome Voyager to Space Beach, advancing aerospace innovation, strengthening domestic manufacturing, helping position Long Beach as one of the leading companies, leading cities shaping the future of space. This investment does a few things. Sure, it strengthens our local economy, but there's one element that's very special also that this company is bringing to our city that makes this announcement really meaningful today. There's a reason why our education partners at Long Beach Unified School District are here, is because Voyager is bringing with them an incredible opportunity for our Long Beach students. They're bringing the official NASA HUNCH program to the city of Long Beach. HUNCH is High Schools United with NASA to create hardware. This program, an official NASA youth-based program, is coming here to the city of Long Beach, and for the more than 2 decades, this nationally recognized program has given high school students the opportunity to build real hardware used on the International Space Station while preparing next generation of innovators and engineers. So that's pretty exciting and pretty cool for young people. You know, when I was a kid, you could say, yeah, sure, you want to be an astronaut, you want to work in space, good luck, kid. Today we're creating the real opportunities for young people to touch and influence and help shape the future of space. And I believe once we open that door, there's no turning back. It's just going to be more investment, more innovation. It's going to be more efficient to get there, and we're creating the conditions for full-time work in space. So there's an entire economy that our young people will be able to touch. So this is something very powerful for our city and for our community, a pipeline from Long Beach Unified School District to Long Beach State directly into the aerospace workforce. Young people can learn those skills of design, of engineering, launch the technologies that shape our future. We already have a great ecosystem here in the city, and I won't step on the announcement because they get to select one high school to start this program. And I'm going to leave it to Matt to make that announcement when he comes up. But the work that will take place in Long Beach will go on far beyond our city. It will help shape and journey to the farthest reaches of space. And that's the promise of Space Beach. It's about opportunity. It's about connecting young people to real opportunities to be inspired and to really have a meaningful opportunity to advance their careers and their lives. That's what it's about. And this is the kind of partnership, the spirit of partnership that we believe in Long Beach. We have a long history from the Long Beach College Promise and all of our partnerships giving young people real opportunities. This aligns with that spirit, that true spirit of partnership that really makes Long Beach special. So now it is my great pleasure to welcome up Matt Magana, Voyager President of Space, Defense, and National Security, a Long Beach guy, to the stage to share more about this exciting investment here in Space Beach. Welcome.
If you're not pumped from that speech, I don't know what we can do. First of all, let's give it up to Mayor Rex Richardson and his team, Lucius, Lauren, all of you guys that helped us get this set up today. Again, beautiful setting. It's great to see so many people that are out here and supportive for this big, exciting event. So thank you, Rex, and the rest of the team that helped make this happen.
Good. Well, Matt, from the first time I met you, you just are enthusiastic, effusive about Long Beach. Tell us a little bit about your Long Beach story.
Yeah, Rex, I've been here since I was born, so that's the first thing to start. And as Rex said, and I will show you just because I want to make sure that they say it's not actually, he's not making it up. I did ask him where his was, and I figured by the time ribbon cutting comes, I'm sure that he's going to get a matching one with me.
Mine is, I used to have an afro when I started this job, so, you know, in lieu of the tattoo, I'm bald.
I understand. That's okay. We'll get the rest of your staff to get one. But again, been here my whole entire life, and it's funny you brought up the C-17 because I was going to bring that up. One of the early memories that I had was sitting on the parking lot right at Long Beach Airport and watching the C-17 doing brake tests. Full gas pedal, get to the end, slam on the brakes, just smoke flying up. And I was really, really young at the time, and I just remember, man, this is like the coolest thing. And I thought, man, I really love this city. We do so many cool things. And previous to that, my dad's been in the aerospace and defense business for 37 years. Hughes Aircraft, Raytheon. I spent a lot of time at Raytheon myself. Ventured into some smaller space companies, and so for me, it's not just bringing it back here to Long Beach where I got my education. I went to Cal State Long Beach.
Go Beach.
Go Beach. It's important for me. I brought my family because it's really showed the community in which that you have here, and when you bring it all together, what you can actually build. And then watching Space Beach come together. A lot of what's already been announced, a lot of them are my friends and buddies that we've been talking about this. I'm like, hey, Space Beach is a place, and we'll talk about why we think that is later, but it is, for me, a very, very proud moment to bring it back here. Super excited to grow it. I also sit on the Space Force Association board, which is really focused on bringing awareness and understanding to our Space Force and what the Space Force is bringing, to the nation. Everything now that we do from a battlefield perspective, starts in space, and especially for us, science and technology, and our founder, who's been to space, knows and understands how important it is for us to use that for science and technology going forward. So again, super important for me to really help Rex and the team make Space Beach even come more to fruition as it already has. So super excited.
Absolutely. A little bit, you mentioned Long Beach State. So you attended Long Beach State. How did that prepare you for to be able to come home and bring this incredible opportunity to the city? How did it prepare you for that?
Yeah, I looked at, part of why I love Long Beach myself is that the diversity of people that are at Cal State Long Beach. Even today, you look at all the different people that you interact with coming from all different types of businesses and communities and experiences. And at Cal State Long Beach, I got to experience that firsthand and understanding, what it means to have diversity in thought, diversity in the way in which that you go about businesses and capabilities and technology. It really drove, really how I grew up, in my career around like, hey, let's bring people to the table. Let's bring that diversity. And the same thing here at Space Beach is really how do we go bring in the community of folks that are in aerospace and defense here to further it, not just like you can pick anywhere you want to go. I can pick stuff because, lower cost manufacturing or whatever those things are, but that's not what brings value to the company. It's really about, where's the community of people that's going to go drive innovation? How do you partner together? Because nobody can do it by themselves. It's really about how do we find a way to build out a community of space people that can understand how to go get after the missions.
Community is at the center of it, and and we believe in diversity. We embrace it. Iron sharpens irons. The best ideas emerge when you have diversity of opinions and perspectives. That's incredible. So let's talk about the work that Voyager is going to be actually doing here in Long Beach.
Yeah, so the exciting part about this is that, our company is built on a few things. One is partnerships. If you look at, you probably see a lot of things, and thanks to Dana Carroll, my CMO over there, she is just amazing at making sure, if you don't have me on LinkedIn, go on there because you'll find out everything I do every day. But it's really important for us. I lost my train of thought there because I was thinking about how great Dana is. I'm like, man, she's so good. She set all this stuff up. Right. She put these T-shirts together and all these things. But I did lose my question. So all the.
What do you guys be doing in the building?
Right.
What is Voyager doing?
What the hell are we gonna do here? Again, for me, super excited because this is not about just bringing a business here. This is about truly bringing innovation and reforming what innovation means in what today's world is. Everybody knows on your phones today you've got ChatGPT, and everybody's talking about AI. We're talking about robotics. We're talking about what that means for our daily lives. And when you look at the aerospace and defense sector, I mean, clearly there's a lot of things that we're doing today with AI. but we're not doing the things that are really going to revolutionize the speed in which that we can actually get things to market. Whether you're talking about science and technology, going to the moon, going to Leo, or going to Lagrange, those things require very, very rapid ways in which we develop and execute manufacturing and design. This center here is going to be focused on actually a revolutionary way in which that we're designed. It's all focused on agentic AI and how we actually engineer electronics here with a prototype manufacturing center that will be able to rapidly, like say, all of my partners like True Anomaly, Andrel, if we want to develop electronics together, we can go inside there, build it through agentic AI, print out boards, within weeks and months, and then get them into space as fast as we possibly can. Something that has never really been done before. I spent, a good amount of time in the space industry building electronics at Raytheon. It takes a long time. I mean, the amount of work that has gone into building electronics to do these type of missions, it takes years and years, and we got to cut that down to have the speed of relevance. So one, really focus on AI and agentic engineering. Two, we have a lot of defense applications that we're doing, so there'll be a lot of secure spaces that will be here to go help us really get after the mission and the capabilities that we need to defend the nation. And then third, as you said, the HUNCH program, which is really about the way that we focus and bringing our innovation to life is humans and people. Developing humans and people, I've spent a long time trying to cultivate those with a lot of different universities. And if you look at the pipeline in the universities, there's just not enough people and not enough diverse people in the pipeline to actually come and make a difference. And so you got to start pulling it earlier and earlier from elementary schools to high schools. And so for me, it's really, we got to aim at the high schools. Scott Rodriguez is sitting here. He runs our HUNCH program for Voyager Technology. We have selected Sato High School to be our they'll be our premier, I'll say first Long Beach High School, and we're super excited for them. They've been doing amazing things already. I looked at, for the last few years, my kids are sitting over there, so I'm trying to decide what schools that I go to, and I look at, they're like, well, my kids love sports, but I also love science and technology, so knowing that they can fly drones and build rockets, and they're doing these things already. They have their own machine shop, so this is going to be a perfect marriage of technology and capability and NASA kind of rolled into one. And a little bit on the NASA HUNCH program. It's been 20 years. How long? About 24 years. About 24,000 students have gone through this program. Thousands, 3,000, 4,000 parts have been flown on space station today. So, as you talked about, it's never before was it like I was in high school and I thought that I can cut a part, manufacture it, put it on a rocket, ship it to the space station, have it actually be used on the space station, and in some cases come back. And that's super exciting for students to really get them motivated into what science and technology is, because today it's a lot harder for our kids to decide what are they going to do. Like a year and a half ago it was software. Now it's like, well, AI is going to do software. Well, what exactly do I do? And this is going to help those kids figure out like what is it they love and where's their passion.
So the HUNCH program is incredibly rare. Yes. Very few companies have an actual NASA designated approved program. Tell me a little about how special and rare that designation is.
Yeah, there's, as you can imagine, NASA with their logo is not very forthcoming in letting everybody use it, but that's part of what this is really, you're integrated into the NASA program. It is ran through NASA. We are the steward of this program, so, we get funding out of there. We have a whole team of folks that are really focused on, developing the curriculums for the schools, so it's not just, this is not just, hey, you're on a program and, you got to, jump through an application and some hoops. This is really about working with NASA engineers, our engineers, on developing a program for students that will actually go bring value to them and understand like how to put a curriculum together to really focus on space technology and capability, and then put that into how they apply it and actually build parts. And it's not just it's machine parts, biopharma. There's many different legs that we can pull on this thing. So super excited to see how the team puts their program together for their high school.
I mean, Sato's already an incredible institution. Those kids are creative and curious, but now they get to work on an official program. that's aligned with NASA. That's a resume builder.
Yes.
That is
That
great
is a
for college
resume builder for
application.
sure, yeah.
Right there, absolutely. So, okay, now let's talk about, when we talked, you were really excited about the layout, the setup, the design, the floor, and all that. And, when I go to Rocket Lab, you walk in and there's a whole experience. It feels like you're stepping on like the Starship Enterprise or something, right? Like I love when I take, folks to come do the Space Beach tours and we visit there. I also remember when my mom was a welder for General Motors on the assembly line, when I would take those tours as a kid and you put on the PPE and the sparks are flying and the smell of the metal and all of that. It's really exciting. Tell us about what you have planned. Share with them what you've shared with me about what you really have planned with the floor, the layout.
Yeah. One of the things we didn't talk much about, but what Voyager, there's a big piece of what Voyager has been known for since its origin was really around the space station. We do thousands and thousands of missions to the space station, managing science and technology onto them, doing the manifests of the launch, actually managing the missions that are getting done, helping astronauts schedule their time on the science and technology that they're doing. So that's how we got born into, how we need to keep the space station moving along. There is a program called CLD, which is a commercial LEO destination contract. We are one of 2 companies that actually have a contract with NASA to build the next International Space Station. So it is a full commercial space station that's being built right now. And a very unique difference between us is that we built a joint venture. One, to build the space station obviously takes lots of investments, and it took a very, very long time to get the full ISS up and running. Thousands of flights to build out all the habitats that are there. We took a totally different approach in a few ways. One being that we built this joint venture with Airbus and Mitsubishi to go help us bring resources from our international partners in Europe and Asia. So that really helps us from a funding perspective, distribute how we go fund these type of things. And then 2, which is the most important, was that we decided that we really needed to do this thing very quickly, primarily because station is coming down, the current space station is coming down in 30. This is a one-time launch, so it is 7.4 meters in diameter and almost 17 meters tall. So I know you guys can't really understand how big, but it's like a 6-story building. It's about as wide as half of this room right here. It goes up on a SpaceX
Dragon.
Starship. I couldn't think of the name. We just did our 10K yesterday, so that came up. We're going on a Starship, so it's a one launch. You'll take 100%. On the one launch, we'll get 100% of the science capability and capacity that's on the space station today. A little bit less living quarters, primarily because there's a lot of modules that are on the space station today, but it is a one-time launch. So when you come into Long Beach and you come into our facility, you will see mock-ups of what those things are and the sheer size and how big that they are. You'll be able to walk through the ability to see, how AI innovation, small data centers for, GPU processing and our capabilities to actually, use the tools and technology that's there today. You won't be able to see anything that's in classified space, but you'll know that there's, stuff there behind the wall. You'll see a fully automated electronics factory that will be laid out inside there. You'll see the NASA HUNCH facility where you'll be able to, see machine parts and getting cuts on, new innovation, automated technology. And we're trying to build a place where we can bring the community, whether that's through the Space Force Association, our partners with Space Beach, local communities, a place where we can bring, the community in to use the space for events and meetings and those things to really drive the technology. And of course, we got a really good partner on helping us, build models of all those things so that kids and people, as we bring them through the facility, can see the technology and capability that we're bringing to Long Beach, and they can understand like what that is. Like this goes onto the space station, like how do astronauts go to the bathroom? Like we can show you right here. This is the machine that processes their pee and you can drink it. They get really excited about that one. They love that one. They're like, wait, you drink your pee?
Yeah, I can imagine the kids are going to have
the kids, they're like, oh, it's like 20 minutes they're talking about drinking pee. So
didn't think that was coming up today.
Try to keep you on your toes here, Rex.
All right. So few more things we want to touch on. So you mentioned partnerships with True Anomaly and other companies, and what we've seen now that when Space Beach started, when we got our first space company, Virgin, years ago, there was a question on whether this was real or this is just one or two companies. Now we're seeing second generation and third generation companies locate here. We're also seeing the ecosystem begin to develop where companies are locating here because they have proximity to other companies that they'll do business with. Right. If you could talk a little bit about how that factored into your decision, the proximity to who's already here and who's coming, how that factored into the business decision for Voyager, because I think that would provide some insight to other companies who may be thinking about where to place their investments.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big part of our factor here, and primarily because you look at the reason I came to this company was primarily like we have to do something different. For us to innovate technology in the pace which it's required needs us to totally shift gears. And you can sit there and try to do the things that you've been doing for the last 30 years and expect for a different outcome, but we all know that that does not work. And so it really is around, there's no company today, the markets have all shifted. It's a very commercially focused execution of whether it's defense and national security, NASA, science and technology, and it's not really, one company cannot do it on their own. It is not, even with our partners like Andrew and those guys, we all want partnerships. We want to make sure that there's obviously capabilities where people want to vertically integrate to go help again manage our costs so that we can be affordable and we can do it rapidly. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that goes forward that we put on on orbit or from a defense and national security perspective that is not in a partnership. And so it really goes down to like, well, who are those people that we want to partner? And if you look at the ecosystem within Long Beach, it's really focused on what I call, the next generation of, aerospace and defense. The companies that are here, it's not the legacy defense companies. It's all the new innovative folks that want to do it differently. And then that's where, real change happens. And that's where those partnerships become the fuel and the throttle for us to actually go at a totally different pace than anybody else. And so it was just, once I knew I can convince enough of those guys to come here with me, and more to come, and as I know, don't want to see those thunders, but this is going to be, it will be the ecosystems of new space here for sure.
I love to hear it. The legacy, some of the legacy companies who we're very fortunate. Our biggest space company is still Boeing, right? We respect that legacy that we have here in the city. But we have to evolve, we have to change, we have to embrace innovation and new companies. And I love that you referenced that. Let's talk about talent. Go ahead. What you got?
On that, and I do want to be very clear about that, is that there's positions for all of those. There's, again, I grew up in the big aerospace and defense, and there's 100% a place. They have built some of the most innovative and most, exquisite sensors, capabilities, systems, satellites. I mean, most of the stuff you see around here at some point in time was built by Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, Boeing, all those guys. And that's not going to go away, but they need those partners like us, particularly people like Voyager that have the ability to bring innovative technology and capability at a price that they can't. And in all of those cases, we're partnering with them. They want those partnerships. And so it's really not about a shift of power or they're going away by any means whatsoever. It's about building an ecosystem of partnerships that enable them to do the mission that they've been doing at an even accelerated pace, but they will always have such a strong capability because they have built it over 60 years of development. Folks like Boeing that have built infrastructure and capability and people, that's real. And that's also the reason why people pick here is that the legacy of Hughes Aircraft and Northrop and Boeing and up in the South Bay and the companies that are down in Orange County. Also why Long Beach is that perfect place is that we need the perfect blend of the people that have done it, for 35 years and know how to actually get stuff on orbit and actually execute. And you need the people that are just going to also question, why can't I do it faster? And so it's not out with old in with new. It's the perfect blend of those two for us to bring capability that we've never brought before.
Well said. So let's touch on talent. So, Long Beach has, we have a pretty good problem to solve right now, where you have companies like Vast have grown from 40 employees to north of 1,000 in 3 years. Companies like Relativity, who's north of 2,000 employees with plans for growth. Rocket Lab's incredible growth and expansion that's taken place, particularly over the last year. Anduril's commitment to 5,500 jobs, True Anomaly, Voyager, right? I remember when, as a council member, when we would build a warehouse, and we would say, could you put some office space in? Maybe we might have some jobs there. Like, nah, it's Port of Long Beach is trucking. Don't worry about it. We're going to put as many truck bays on this thing as we can because that's what it is. And now those warehouses they're making more money. The commercial brokers are making more money. They're reserving it for space, and because it's such a demand here. And what I tell folks in terms of talent, it's really a race for quality of life. It's a race for talent. We're not competing with our neighbors in LA, really. We're competing against Phoenix and Austin and Denver for talent. And, Phoenix has a lot of growth. Phoenix is hot. Long Beach is cool, right? We have
Cool in both ways.
in many ways. You take, right? So in terms of talent, sure, we have the schools, we believe in housing, all those things here, but do you find that the quality of talent you're looking for, you can find here in Long Beach, and what can we as partners do to help you compete for the talent that's necessary? I'll tell you, I would rather live in Long Beach than some of these other cities, but
Clearly
from your perspective,
Can't leave a tattoo now.
from your perspective, do you have what you need to attract the talent required in order to be successful?
Yeah, and I'd say I think that goes to also why we picked Long Beach. I mean, you guys have really focused on, not just, how do we, bring talent, but how do we develop the talent, right? And again, this is, I spent many, many years at this, really trying to figure out, like, how do I go after all the local universities, UCLA, USC, to get that talent that's there. But the reality is, there's just the volume of folks is not there. The diversity of them is not there. And you guys have really embraced, like, how do I develop those, from the beginning to pull those ones up? And that's, there are a lot of people that are trying to do that, but I don't see them doing nearly as well as you guys are doing. And I think that, that this has been, to me, the Mecca space. Nobody comes close. Colorado's been really trying to, focus on bringing space there, and they've done a great job on those. But this is where space was born, and this is where it will live. I know that to be true.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. I just have a little bit of just a couple quick questions for you. As a Long Beach guy, I'm really curious. The Aquarium of the Pacific or the Queen Mary?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
The kids are listening.
Kids, now as dad, that's Aquarium Pacific.
Aquarium
So
Pacific.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We love the Queen Mary, but I think the kids would pick the
kids
fellow
would
dad.
definitely
He
pick
gets
that
it.
one.
I got another one for you. This might be a little tougher.
Ooh.
Which event? Vans Warped Tour or the Long Beach Grand Prix?
Ooh, I'm a car guy. I'm building a garage right now, so
All
like,
right.
car guy, Long Beach Grand Prix for me.
We're gonna see you at the
I love
Grand
taking
Prix.
the kids out there and letting their ears get blasted a little bit on some real horsepower.
All right, last one. This is going to be really hard for you because both of these assets to our city really make us unique and help us attract business. The Long Beach Airport or the Port of Long Beach?
Oh man, that's a real hard one. I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that one, but I mean, it's hard. I live over by.
You don't have to answer.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer.
Yeah, I don't want to answer. I can tell you great things for both of them, but I sure, like, I'm a aerospace and defense guy, so I also, as much as I know that nobody likes the noise, I love watching F-18s land there and the F-35s come every once in a while. I always, kids run out the door still to this day every time that they fly over. So Gotta love that.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, let's hear from Matt Magana and the Voyager team.
Thanks.
Matt, any closing thoughts?
No. Look, I just say, for those of you guys that have questioned whether or not Space Beach is really Space Beach, I think this solidifies it, and there's more to come. As we said, this is only the beginning of it. I appreciate everybody that's in this room because you're all part of the organization, the community. Please help us grow it. Reach out. Anything that you guys need from us, we're trying to innovate. We are trying to bring capability here. So love to work with you guys, and thank you guys all so much for your support. Obviously, with so many people here, it's an amazing thing to see.
Well, I want to take a moment, just thank the team for helping work with Voyager, attract Voyager, our city staff team, our city manager, economic development, community development, Lucius, Lauren, the entire team.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Our community partners, I see the Chamber of Commerce, Invest Long Beach. Thanks so much for being our partners here. And Councilmember Megan Kerr, who represents the area, Long Beach Airport, and the Port of Long Beach.
Port of Long Beach.
Who we love equally.
Oh, but now I'm really glad I didn't pick one.
Right. It was a test. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks.